Today we're live on the moon. We're looking for the Moass. Where is the Moass? Today we're talking more about AMC, taking a look at the chart. I haven't talked about AMC in at least 24 hours, so you know I got to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's find the Moass. All right. So pulling up the chart here on AMC today. What's interesting is look at what's going on right now with AMC. We're bouncing off of this level here, this $23 or $21 level, exactly basically like, I don't want to say I said it would, but if you look here, all the lines on this chart right now, all the lines that you see on this chart, we drew the other day. The idea here was that AMC would bounce off of this $21 level and then push back up into this point here, the $30 or $32 level. We have, I would think, maybe 27 and then $30 as resistance there. But kind of looking at this as like, okay, we pushed up big, and then we're starting to sell off. If you look in the past, we've kind of had similar moves. We've had these pullbacks. We'll get rid of this line. Just so I can show you kind of how we're looking very similar to this move. So we've pulled back, we've bounced up, we've pulled back to this level at the $34, and then we squeezed up here to 45. We then pulled back again, we squeezed up again, and then we crashed back down. So looking at this mirror image here, if you're looking at just what we're seeing right here, between here and here, this looks very familiar to here. So if you go over here, we've pulled back, we've squeezed up, we've pulled back. So what do we expect to happen now? We expect another move back up to this point. I would say up to this overall trend line, $32, $34 being that overall trend line there. You can see how this has happened before in the past. Where are our EMAs? What is going on in terms of support? You can see overall every single EMA on AMC is on the top of the price action, meaning that the support is more meaning that now the EMAs are acting as resistance on the bigger time frames on the daily chart here. So you can see AMC at that $20 level, ding, ding, ding. Most people said that when we were at $34 that AMC would never go this low, but here we are today at $23. Is it bouncing back off of this $21 level? Yes, obviously that's happening right now. We can all see that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it can't bounce up from here. But I said this just the other day. We talked about this idea of AMC kind of bouncing off this 21 and pushing up here to 28 in the $32 level. You can see that overall resistance, that overall trend line here, still very much intact, right? Since June, we have not pushed over this overall trend line. We pushed up here to 70 or 64 after the all-time high at the 70s. We pushed up here to 52. We pushed up to 45. We pushed up here to 43. And then now we haven't retested that level yet. We haven't retested it in quite some time. I would say, this was back in November that we last tested that overall trend line. So now I'm thinking there's a good possibility that AMC wants to test this overall trend line to the upside. And then finally, this is what I'm thinking. This is the conspiracy in me, right? We push up here to the 32. Everyone gets all excited. They think Moass is going to happen, where it's going to be happy. And then from 32, we crash down here to the $16, $15 level. Because if you go just like this, you look at the highs here off of this last push up, we pulled back 53% to a low down here at the 20s, right? From that last touch of that trend. So if we push up here to, let's say, $34, that 50% drop would put us right down there where I've already forecasted, basically at that $15 to $16 level. So if this works out, it could be just the most beautiful, most amazing masterpiece of all masterpieces, possibly greater than the Mona Lisa in terms of chart technical analysis, my friends. This really could turn out to be a technical analysis chart of all time for me. And I feel like it's going to happen. I don't know. I have a good feeling that we're going to end up exactly where I think, because we've been basically spot on since, I would say, I don't want to put a date on it, but obviously, I've been a little bit of wrong in the smaller time frames. I would say that I've been wrong about some of the day-to-day movements in terms of, is this going to go lower from there? But also, I think my overall kind of mentality has changed with AMC as well. Now, accepting the fact that AMC, hey, it's not going to just go straight down, right? It's not going to just crash to zero. It's going to kind of fizzle out and do exactly what it's doing right now. It's going to go rip, 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 and then down here. So as you can see right now, looking very similar in terms of this overall move. You can see this last big move up. It went from that $34 level up to 44 and then crashed back down, looking very much like this move here. And then let's see if we can get that another big push up here to this resistance. And then really at the end of the day, nothing matters. Like, it doesn't matter about what I think or what you think or anyone thinks or any hypothesis or any ideas or anything at all. Really, nothing matters as long as AMC is below this overall trend line. So you can have your bullish thesis, you can believe that AMC is going to go higher and higher, but as long as AMC is below this trend line, this big yellow line here, it really doesn't matter. Like AMC, this is the, I would say, the elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room is this overall trend. As long as AMC is below it, I don't think AMC is ever going to go to the moon. Now, if we can somehow get up here, we consolidate, somehow shorts get squeezed, it causes a gamma squeeze, something, crazy happens, maybe possibly there's a move from there. But as of right now, like I said, as long as we're below that level, it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks or says. The nail in the coffin here for GameStop is clearly breaking down below $200 here on this trend line break. And you can see how the price action has now changed. Before, GameStop was going up. Even when it was kind of pulling back, it was still going up. But now it's pulling back and going down here. So GameStop, I also think, will head lower here in the future. Kind of just like this. On GameStop, it's going to just kind of fizzle out over time here. The thing about GameStop is there's a lot smaller float as well. So it kind of moves a little bit differently than AMC. Whereas if you look at AMC here, there was this trend for a little bit of time. We had this trend till about November, and then it got slammed back down. So maybe, let me see. That happened in November 30th. If we go over here to GameStop, oh my gosh. Let's go over here to GameStop here and look, when did that happen? That was, right around that same time. So GameStop and AMC both broke down from that overall trend going higher, were those higher lows, and they both kind of did it at the same time. So I think that was a nail in the coffin for the entire movement when that happened. So, it's not that I want to be negative or be a bear or tell people that they're going to lose money here on AMC, which is, this is not financial advice by any means, but something clearly happened on that point where we broke below, these lower lows or these higher lows or whatever you want to call it. This overall trend was kind of trending like this, AMC, GameStop, trending, and then we break down the downside, and it's pretty much, a different story. But like I said, you can look at the difference between GameStop. GameStop retested, that key level multiple times, where AMC retested that 51 one time there, and then has not been able to retest that $50 level again, and then has sold off ever since. So I wouldn't say the pudding doesn't lie, or the proof doesn't lie. The proof's in the pudding. The pudding's in the proof. So if you guys enjoy these videos about AMC, or if you enjoy my videos at all, just do me one big favor. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm not here to make people mad. I'm just here to basically voice maybe a different opinion than most people are hearing about their favorite stock.